Falling in love is easy, but staying in love, that's a choice, a daily fight, a fragile bond woven by two hands. In this episode, we explore that quiet threshold where the relationship still exists, but love begins to unravel in silence. Today, Élise and Thomas open up, each in their own voice, about what it means to love without reflection, to give without always receiving.
Hello, Élise. Thank you for accepting our invitation. To begin, how are you feeling right now in your relationship?
Hello, Susan. Thank you. Honestly, it's complicated. Even I don't really know how to handle it anymore. I don't even truly understand what I'm feeling. There are days when I still feel some love, and others when it's mostly anger and frustration I feel. I feel misunderstood. To be honest, I think I'm lost. I no longer know if there's still love between us, or if we're just two people going through the motions of a commitment, each on our own, mechanically.
Thank you, Élise. But before, it wasn't like this, was it?
No, not at all. But it was real love. I felt loved, safe, supported, heard. We had plans, dreams together. We talked about our future like a place we were building together. There was hope, tenderness, care in the little things. He looked at me like I was the only one. In the morning, he'd whisper something sweet in my ear to wake me up. At night, he always said something tender before falling asleep. He always found a little gesture, a phrase, a glance, just to make me smile. He would ask how my day had been, and sometimes he could see in my eyes if I was sad, without me saying a word. I felt chosen, loved, every single day.
In your opinion, what caused this change? Was there a moment, a period, when something broke?
I don't think it broke all at once. It happened slowly, like a distance settling in without us noticing. He started coming home late, speaking less, and I started staying quiet too. I stopped asking, because every time I spoke, I felt like I was bothering him. Then came the routine, the stress, the exhaustion. We forgot we were a couple. We became roommates handling daily life, but not our relationship. I waited for him to come back to me, and he probably thought everything was fine, that I was still there, taking care of the house and everything.
And today, Élise, how do you experience your relationship day to day?
I feel like I'm the only one truly invested in our relationship. I'm here, doing what needs to be done to keep our home running. I cook, I clean, I take care of everything around us. I think about him, I pay attention to his needs, his moods. But it feels like he doesn't really see me anymore. I'm only visible when someone needs something, when there's a task to do or a request to answer. I give everything I can. I give love, presence, time, and attention. But in return, I get almost nothing. No affection, no tenderness, not even a real conversation. He comes home, he eats, he watches TV, he sleeps, he pays the bills, and that's it. He's there, yes, but he's not with me. He shares the walls, but not the heart. And that's the hardest part, to feel like we're two people in the same house, but I'm all alone in the relationship. And I truly believe the worst thing isn't being alone. The worst is no longer being loved.
Hello, Thomas. Thank you for accepting our invitation. To begin with, how do you feel at home in your house with your family?
Hello, Susan. Thank you. At home, I feel like I don't really belong. I feel stuck between what I believe a man should be and what is expected of me in the house. I know it's my responsibility to provide, to protect. I do everything I can to keep the household running. I work hard. I take care of many things. But despite all that, I often feel like it's not enough. Like something else is expected, but no one ever clearly says what. And at home, I don't really feel respected. Everyone lives their own life, makes their own decisions. As for me, I'm just asked to bring in money. And honestly, sometimes it makes me feel like I don't really exist in this house. I'm here, I fulfill my duties, but I feel on the sidelines, as if I don't have a real place in the life of our home.
And why do you say you're not respected? Can you explain what being respected means to you?
Because in this house, I often feel like I'm only seen for what I do or what I fail to do. The moment I make a mistake, they come down on me. A small delay, a forgotten task, and everything falls apart. The complaints fly, the looks turn harsh, as if I had betrayed something essential. If I earn a little less one month, they make me feel it. The tone shifts, the judgment shows, as if I had failed completely. But you see, Susan, when I talk about respect, I don't mean never being criticized. I mean being accepted within my limits. I'm not a machine. I get tired. I make mistakes. I try my best. But here at home, it feels like I'm expected to be perfect. Always strong, always available, always performing. And yet, I don't need applause. I just want to be accepted as I am. With my strengths, yes, but also with my flaws, with my silences, my doubts, my imperfections. Sometimes I actually feel more respected outside than at home. With friends or colleagues, I can say I'm exhausted or I don't know what to do, and no one judges me. That's what not being respected feels like to me. Not being allowed to just be myself, with my limits, with my humanity. After a while, having to fight just to be seen, I shut down. And yes, it hurts. Not because I'm unloved, but because I'm no longer accepted.
And you, Thomas, what do you want in your family? Not just what you do, but what you need, what you hope for deep down.
What I want? I'd like to be trusted a little more. To be allowed to do things my way, even if it's not perfect. I want to feel that what I give matters. Even if it's not a lot, even if it's not enough. Just some recognition. A look that says, I see what you're doing. I know it's my role to carry the household, to provide for my family. But I wish what I give was respected, even when it falls short. Sometimes because I earn less, it feels like my opinion doesn't matter anymore. I get ignored. Decisions are made without me. Like I'm only good for paying the bills. But I'm more than that. I'm a man. And I need to be seen as such. Not to dominate, but to be a pillar, a steady presence. I don't need applause. I need to be trusted. I want to be seen differently. And I want to be allowed to be here, not just as a worker, but as a man who's trying, who's holding on, who's giving everything he can.
Welcome to SoulTalk, podcast of love and solitude. Here, we speak the unspoken, the buried emotions, the silence that weighs heavy, the wounds we hide even from the ones we love, the truths we're sometimes afraid to admit, even to ourselves. And for this very first episode of the title, Why Love Isn't Enough, we've chosen a theme that's as sensitive as it is essential. Loving doesn't look the same for him and for her, and that's where we go wrong. One sentence that holds so many misunderstandings, so many slow separations, so many hearts that pass each other by without ever truly meeting. Today, I'm joined by Mark, who will share his insights, his emotional lens, and his reflections on what we've just heard. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Susan. And hello to all of you listening.
Mark, when you hear Élise say, I do everything for him, and Thomas reply, she doesn't see everything I do, What does that make you think?
You know, Susan, that contrast in just 2 sentences says it all. On one side, Élise expresses her devotion. She gives, she watches over, she pours her whole self into the home. And on the other side, Thomas also says he gives. He carries the weight, supports the family financially and emotionally. But neither of them sees what the other is offering. What we're hearing here is the heart of a universal misunderstanding in relationships. When I do everything for him meets she doesn't see all that I do. In these 2 testimonies, Élise and Thomas are both expressing emotional truths, but in different love languages. Élise feels she's giving her all, but doesn't receive love in return. Thomas gives everything, but feels neither respected nor appreciated. And the most heartbreaking part? They're both truly giving, but the other doesn't perceive it as love.
Why do you think this kind of misunderstanding is so common in couples, even when both partners love each other sincerely?
Great question, Susan. There are several layers to this kind of miscommunication. First, different love languages. Women like Élise often express love through presence, tenderness, listening, and caring for the home. Men like Thomas show love through responsibility, hard work, and material protection. But what's obvious to one can be invisible to the other. A woman might think, I cook, I clean, I'm here every day, I'm showing my love. But her partner may not interpret those actions as expressions of emotional need or affection. Meanwhile, Thomas thinks, I get up early, I work hard, I pay the bills. That means I love you. But Élise doesn't feel emotionally seen or held, so she feels empty. Then, unspoken expectations. Often, expectations are not clearly communicated. Élise wants tenderness, but she doesn't always say it. Thomas wants respect, but he keeps it to himself. And so they fall into a vicious cycle. She feels invisible, so she stops asking. He feels misunderstood, so he shuts down.